And a happy Tuesday morning, this 24th day of July 2018. I'm Eric Granstrom along with News Director Steve Hare, and it's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Wake up!
Hi.
Are you awake yet? I don't know. Am I awake yet?
I think we're awake.
I'm not used to this. I'm used to getting up early. I'm not used to doing this whole TV thing this early. So
A little change of little change of pace. For
yeah.
you.
By yesterday afternoon, I was dead dog tired.
Yeah. Well, the weather kind of plays a role there too.
We 94 was our high yesterday, reaching to the upper 90s again today. As we'll get you details on your forecast coming up, we'll catch you up to date on what's happening with the latest news, some sports. And speaking of sports, we've got the basketball out here today. Steve?
Why?
We are going to talk some hoops later on.
Already?
J.D. Taylor is here to talk about the Sunburn Classic happening this weekend in downtown Wenatchee.
Oh, that's right. It's the big
3-on-3.
3-on-3s?
Yes.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yes, and it's on the avenue this year, so it'll have a traffic impact as well. So we'll talk to J.D. Taylor coming up a little bit later on in the hour about that. Of course, the obscure holiday today, we had our choice. We could have picked National Tequila Day, but I thought we'd be easy on Cat for that one, so we won't do that one today. We have our celebrity birthdays this day in history, and of course, everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. It's all coming up.
Want it or not.
Yeah, it's happening here in about a half hour on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As we wake up, let's see what's happening on our Valley View cameras. We start, as we always do, with the cross cam looking down upon the celestial Wenatchee Valley with the Columbia River idling through. Just up to the upper left-hand corner is where the Wenatchee confluence is, and a little haze this morning, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like a little haze. I don't know if that's smoke-related or what.
Well, according to the National Weather Service, the pattern that we're having, it's a high-pressure system, but there's somewhat of a weird inversion thing happening to the north, so any fires that are in Canada are kind of sifting down, and that smoke's being trapped in a little bit. So
okay, that explains
that's
it.
what's happening there this morning. As we turn to our camera 2 from Sky 5, provided by Localtel, we get a look from Cougar Ridge down upon the Wenatchee Valley, looking at the north end and the Otobashan Bridge on the lower right there, and the enchantments in the distance. How about that? Snow's just about gone.
Mount Stewart there, dead center in our screen.
You can just see Monitor there in the distance over the hill, and just around that brown hump on the corner is Cashmere as we look upon the Wenatchee Valley. Gorgeous morning again here this morning, and no wind really to speak of, and really none in the forecast. So here we go. The dog days of summer are here.
They've sure been busy down in those packing houses down by the river over the
Certainly
past few
has.
days.
Cherry season in full swing. We're starting to move into the stone fruit
Ooh,
before you
peaches.
know it. Yes, yes.
I'm ready for the Freestone peaches.
No, no kidding. All right, let's go to camera 3, Kat, see what we have here this morning. And we're up Lake Wenatchee area. So you can see that haze a little bit. It's kind of hugging the treetops there as we zoom back from our view at Lake Wenatchee. Speaking of Lake Wenatchee, we possibly could be seeing a fishery upon that lake coming up here in the next few weeks. And speaking of fishery, you have more on that in news coming up as well.
We do, the Chinook season. They're going to be reopening that apparently.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Be able to catch and retain adult Chinook. But yeah, there's quite a bit of a smoky haze there as we have this high pressure, usually
Maybe a few campfires too.
yeah, it could be from that. Hopefully not, though, because of our extreme fire hazard that's happening in North Central Washington. And to camera 4 we go, Kat. And this one, we're looking down at Manson, I believe, and Wapato Point there on the left-hand side. As we
And the bucolic Chelan Valley.
I love that one little tree. I don't know, that tree on the rock right there on the left.
Kind of looks like a bonsai, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. And I wonder how old that tree is. I'd love to get a core sample of that tree just to see how long that sucker's been hanging onto that rock there.
Kind of like the YOLO cypress.
Right, exactly. But gorgeous morning. Good morning, Lake Chelan. Good morning, Manson. And good morning. And thanks to Localtel Sky-Fi cameras for providing our camera views this morning and a look around the valley. As we look at our forecast from the National Weather Service, it's calling for sunny and hot temperatures continuing. And just in time for the Sunburn Classic this weekend, Steve, 100-degree temperatures, 97 the expected high today. We only got up to 93 yesterday up at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. 61 was the overnight low last night, but we're already at 68 this morning. So a better chance of getting up in those upper digits as we continue to look at the forecast. Sunny and hot continuing, with the nighttime temperatures dropping only down to about 68 or 70 here over the next several nights. So if you don't have your air conditioner working very well,
yeah, good luck.
yeah, or air conditioning.
Stay hydrated if you're working outdoors.
There's a big article in Seattle Times today about how the metropolitan Seattle area is the least air-conditioned city in the country.
And I know at least one former co-worker who's complaining about all the whining that's going on over on the west side by the news media too.
So that's your forecast. As far as the traffic is concerned, again, nighttime work happening on the big project that's happening through downtown Wenatchee on Chelan and Mission. With that repaving project, it'll go down to 1 lanes at night from 8 to 6. Now tomorrow, again, a reminder that we do have a road closure, Tumwater Canyon on Highway 2 west of Leavenworth. They're going to be doing a culvert replacement in Tumwater Canyon, so the reroutes will be on the Chumstick through Plain. Again, that's tomorrow on the Chumstick Highway on Highway 2 from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Might be a good notice there for you truckers, because I don't think they allow those up through the Chumstick. So,
yeah, so just be aware of that. That's tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow here in North Central Washington. We have news straight ahead with Steve Hare, also your sports, and a lot of things to get to here this morning on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom here on the NCW Life channel. Dan getting a well-deserved vacation this week. Was it optional? I don't think it was optional for him, was it?
I don't think so.
They were renting the rubber room for him, I think, was the case. So
being committed.
Long
deserved.
Some time off, yeah, absolutely. We will take a break and come back with Steve Hare with your latest local news. And of course, thanks to our friends at Cascade Medical. Train with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
Discover world-class destinations during the first annual Travel Expo, brought to you by Total Travel. The Travel Expo is July 28th at the Pybus Public Market from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Enjoy free seminars with travel experts on cruising, African safaris, boutique river cruises, luxury all-included vacations, adventure tours, and so much more. Total Travel, local experts, personal touch. Celebrating 30 years serving North Central Washington.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the program. Again, here's some of the stories we're following around North Central Washington on this 24th day of July. First of all, Bitcoin's back in the news. Chelan County PUD commissioners are closer to final plan for restructuring electrical rates for the growing cryptocurrency industry. The discussion at yesterday's board meeting focused on electrical transmission and distribution challenges related to requests for power to serve large energy loads and how they would be factored into a new rate class for Bitcoin mining operations. General Manager Steve Wright said the volatility of the Bitcoin market requires a cautious approach.
Looking at cryptocurrency and thinking of it generally as being essentially lemons, that they create a lot of problems on our systems. But we've been trying to also think about how do you turn lemons into lemonade. So how do we turn this into something that can create value for our existing customer owners and at the same time potentially create an economic development opportunity and maybe bring some things here that bring value to this. So a lot of our thinking regarding the pricing in particular has been along the lines of, so what's the right price that actually accomplishes that goal? What you'll be seeing today is our best sense of a rate that it would be positive to neutral for existing customer owners.
Now, under the proposed cryptocurrency rate, customers would pay the cost of power purchased from the wholesale market. Cryptocurrency customers also would pay upfront charges to cover the cost of potential infrastructure investment and improvements. Lindsay Mones, who's the utilities customer business manager, said there is transmission and distribution capability in parts of Chelan County, most notably Malaga, Wenatchee, and Old Station areas. But she says that in no case currently is there availability of more than 4 megawatts of power capacity at any of those existing substations, thus the need to upgrade. Commissioner Steve McKenna commented after the presentation, saying it makes sense to develop a new rate using standard methodology where rates follow costs.
I know we're not making a decision here today, but I really like the direction this is going. It answers many of my questions and concerns, and the people that I talk to, people are all over the place, but I think this is balanced, it's rational, it's moving forward, and I just appreciate staff's work on that.
Commissioners have set an August 6th date for a final public hearing on the new proposed high-density load rates, and you can find out more online at Chelan County PUD's website. Repairs to a leaking spillway at Priest Rapids Dam is nearing completion, according to the Grant County PUD. Drilling for drainage and inspection in the spillway monoliths at the dam is now complete, as around 230 core samples were extracted. Now, the discovery of the leak due to a disbonded lift joint back in March resulted in the need for that drilling. Crews are now installing additional instrumentation that would help detect any movement within the spillway. 37 new instruments are scheduled to be installed. Installation of those devices anticipated to last until early September. Also, a September trial date has been set now for an East Wenatchee woman accused in the death of her 2-year-old son. 35-year-old Elaine Hurd appeared in Douglas County Superior Court yesterday for her arraignment after she was arrested on July 11th. Hurd is charged with second-degree manslaughter and fourth-degree criminal mistreatment in connection with the death of Rustin Atkerson, her son, back in August of last year. The toddler died from a head injury at the mother's boyfriend's house, but Hurd allegedly failed to seek medical treatment for him. Douglas County fire crews put out a small brush fire yesterday out on Pear Lane in the Rock Island yesterday afternoon. Firefighters kept that fire to less than a quarter acre. The cause of the fire not disclosed. It was under investigation. The dry landscape tells it all as the temperatures continue to climb toward the triple digits later this week, so be careful out there. Kellogg Company has recalled all 15-ounce and 23-ounce packages of Kellogg's Honey Smack cereal because the products have the potential presence of salmonella. We were informed of this recall yesterday by the Chelan and Douglas County Public Health District, so you'll want to check your pantry. Here's the code number that you should be on the lookout for. Kellogg is asking that people who purchased potentially affected product discard it and contact the company for a full refund. Also, just 12 days after announcing an emergency closure of Chinook salmon fishing in the Upper Columbia, fishery managers are reopening the season. Good news for anglers. The Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife announced yesterday that stronger than expected returns of summer Chinook salmon moving past Priest Rapids Dam have prompted managers to reopen fishing in the select mainstream pools and tributaries. Starting tomorrow, anglers can again catch and keep hatchery adult Chinook from Rocky Reach Dam to Wells Dam and in the Chelan River. In addition, the Chinook fishery will open August 1st from Wells Dam all the way up to Chief Joseph Dam, also known as the Brewster Pool, including the Okanagan and Similkameen rivers. The news had a ripple effect in Brewster, where the annual Salmon Derby is now back on after it had been canceled previously. The Derby will run the weekend of August 3rd through the 5th. Anglers can register online at brewstersalmonderby.com. That's brewstersalmonderby.com. Development plans for expanded housing, motels, recreational activities in Leavenworth are moving forward, and that's despite a local group's efforts. Friends of Leavenworth petitioning the city of Leavenworth to slow down growth in the Bavarian resort town until proper plans for traffic and safety mitigations are in place. Dwayne Gaynor and Kervil Skinnerland were guests on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with our guest host Eric Granstrom yesterday.
The important thing is we need to make sure that, like in the Riverbend Drive and Highway 2, If you build out that whole section of homes and condos and all that, it is going to be, that's the sort of stuff that we're asking the city to address. We can't always address Highway 2, but we can say we can't just have density continuing to go higher and higher when these vehicles, now it creates a safety issue. Can emergency vehicles get in?
Riverbend, where are we talking about? In the town of Leavenworth.
So Riverbend Drive is the road that comes off of Highway 2 by Safeway.
Okay.
Everybody knows that that's a Safeway area.
Right.
So there's about 27 acres or 30 acres somewhere behind that there's a plan for future condos, Marriott hotel chain potentially, and the 200-unit apartment complex. So that's at the east end of town. At the west end of town is at Icicle and Highway 2. It's called the Castle. It's a big rock of about 12 acres, and that's where they're looking at putting in an adventure park. So potential traffic issues there and traffic issues growing at Riverbend.
So tell me about the adventure park.
Well, they've just applied to the city for their conditional use permit, and we understand the application is going to be found complete probably this week. So that's going to kick off a 2-week time period for public comment, and then they will do their environmental review, and then there'll be another comment period a little bit later on. But our concerns are primarily traffic, parking, and noise. The traffic issues Dwayne has talked quite a bit about, but we already have backups at Icicle Road and Highway 2 on the weekends, and so this development is expecting about 100,000 visitors a year, and the documentation they've submitted so far looks at another 80 cars an hour.
Now, Friends of Leavenworth, the group you just saw there, is hosting a community meeting. It's coming up Thursday at the Leavenworth Fire Hall on Chumstick Highway. It'll start at 7 o'clock. The Adventure Park project is on the agenda for that meeting. And certainly it's an ambitious project that's being proposed by John Sutherland, who I had a chance to interview, Eric, back in February when he first started talking about this project. And in my discussions with Sutherland, he indicated that he is very open to working with the community on addressing some of these parking and traffic concerns. So it sounds like he's willing to move, and we'll see how that plays out over the next few weeks.
Absolutely, and we appreciate Dwayne and
very much so.
Kervil being in here yesterday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You mentioned the recall of Sugar Smacks.
Yeah.
I was seeing that Ritz Cracker is also the Mondelez Global. I guess they're the manufacturers of Ritz Crackers. They're recalling 16 varieties of sandwiches and Ritz Bits.
Oh, no.
And
Okay.
they say it's from some tainted whey that they got from another producer that goes into that product. So I don't know if that was why the Sugar Smacks were recalled, because of the whey that might be in there.
Might be, I don't know, just a possibility of some salmonella contamination.
Right, and they're saying salmonella could be they haven't had any symptoms, nothing reported from the Ritz Cracker sandwiches and snacks, but they are having a recall on that as well.
So check those codes, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, real quick, you mentioned the little brush fire we had in Douglas County yesterday. I just wanted to say thanks again to all the fire crews who have been so quick in responses to any fire starts here this year. It's been fantastic.
Fantastic. That's just really a fast response. And also it helps that we have the resources available to us to get on these fires in a hurry, especially the air resources, because those are normally the first response.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to follow the situation. And folks, you can do your part out there. Fewer human-caused fires. And by the way, we just found out from the officials in Grant County that the buckshot fire that they were fighting late last week was human-caused, possibly suspicious origin.
Okay. All right, we'll follow that as we continue. Sunshine and 97 is our forecast for the Valley today. Now, if you'd like to reach out and get a hold of us regarding anything news-wise, we certainly have a varied option for you to choose from, including our website, our Facebook page, the hotline. Steve, help us out.
888-NCWL, that's 888-6295 for the NCW Life Breaking News Hotline.
And we appreciate any tips you might get us, including we got a tip via that, as well as, well, he works in-house, regarding a local baseball team that's heading to the World Series. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, the Mariners back in action today. But, Steve, I'm worried about the Oakland A's right now.
Yeah, well, they're coming on hot.
Oh,
Did they win again
goodness.
yesterday?
They won again last night.
So they're now 2.5 back? Or?
Yeah, it's 2.5 behind Seattle for that second spot in the American League wild card race.
And I'm worried about the Mariners and their pitching staff. To be
Well,
honest
and
with
the
you.
clock is ticking. We've only got just a week left before the deadline for trades that would avail players to Seattle's roster for the postseason. We're hoping we even have a chance to talk about that come October. But we'll talk more about that with sports coming up next here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, 24th of July, 2018. We'll have more right after this.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCW Live Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel, Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Live channel.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom in for the vacationing Dan Kuntz as your host here today and this week. We're at 68 degrees and gorgeous sunshine on the Wenatchee Valley, reaching for a high of 97 today. Time for sports. The Wenatchee Apple Sox overcame 4 fielding errors and had a season-high 7 extra base hits and downed the Yakima Valley Pippins 8-3 last night in West Coast League play. Connor McCord went 2 for 6. With a home run and 2 RBIs, while Joey Magro was 3 for 5 with a run and an RBI. Nick Siemens also went yard for the Sox on the night as Wenatchee improved to 5-8 on the second half of the season. They're 16-23 overall. On the mound, Alec Gomez earned the victory, his first of the season, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits with 4 strikeouts. Wenatchee returns home tonight for the first of 3 against the Cowlitz Black Bears at 7:05 at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Set to the Les Schwab scoreboard from the West Coast League last night. Brady Hyde's grand slam home run highlighted a 5-run 6th inning as Port Angeles hung on to beat Victoria 9-7. Hyde drove in 5 of the lefties' 9 runs on the night. Jordan Hovey was 2 for 3, scored 3 times, and drove in 2 runs to lead Walla Walla to an 11-3 win over Cowlitz. The Black Bears come into Wenatchee having lost 2 of 3 against that Sweets in that series. Matt McLean stepped up in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs, bases loaded, and the Bellingham Bells trailed Bend by a score of 4-3. He hit a 1-0 pitch over the wall off of Elks reliever Cohen Wynn and was mobbed at home plate as Bellingham walked off in front of a very happy crowd at Joe Martin Field. It was the Bells' 27th win of the season. Austin Fife's RBI single in the top of the 9th was the difference for Corvallis as the Knights beat Portland 6-5. Chandler Anderson also went 4 for 4 on the night for Corvallis, scored twice and drove in 2 runs, and was just a triple shy of the cycle. On the West Coast League schedule coming up today, we have a game at 6:30. It's Corvallis hosting Kelowna. Victoria hosts Walla Walla. Port Angeles is at Bellingham. Bend hosts Portland. Those are all 6:35 start times. And as we mentioned, the Apple Sox home tonight against Cowlitz. That's at 7:05. Well, the Mariners head back into interleague play today as San Francisco comes to town. The Giants are 51-50. on the season and trail the Dodgers in the National League West by 5.5 games. Seattle is 60-40, continued to trail Houston by 5 games in the American League West. Tonight's game features Andrew Suarez on the mound for San Fran. He's 3-6 with a 3.94 earned run average. Meanwhile, James Paxton gets up on the hill again for the Mariners. He's 8-4 with a 3.70 ERA. Game time at 7:10 tonight at Safeco Field. There was some action in the American League West last night as we head back to the Les Schwab scoreboard. Jonathan Lucroy hit a second inning grand slam that started a landslide for Oakland in a 15-3 win over the Rangers. Stephen Piscotty, Matt Chapman, and Chris Davis also homered for the A's, who are 12-5 so far for the month of July. Jose Abreu was 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs to lead the Chicago White Sox past the LA Angels by a final of 5-3. Well, we mentioned this yesterday, but it's worth repeating again today. Congratulations to the Wenatchee 12U Major 60 baseball team. They won the Pacific Northwest Regional in the Cal Ripken tournament over the weekend in Moscow, Idaho. Now are headed to the World Series in Phoenix City, Alabama. They have a very short turnaround window here. That's going to be about the first week of August that they're heading to Alabama. The cost for travel, the cost for hotels, the cost for meals is all on the families for those players. So they're asking for your help. If you'd like to make a donation to any branch of Cashmere Valley Bank, or we just shared this morning, they created a GoFundMe page on our Facebook page. We just posted that a few minutes ago on our Facebook page. If you want to check that out and help out the cause through Wenatchee Youth Baseball, you can do so to help these kids afford to get to the World Series. Let's name the players, shall we? Here we go. Congratulations. Will Apple, Ben Auger, Brady Brown, Adonis Castaneda, Connor Christensen, Gabe English, Isaiah Farias, Jace Holloway, Quinn McKay, Joe and Levi Skyleman, and Eli Zendejas. The coaches Nathan Skyleman and Eric Brown, and the manager Josh Skyleman. Good luck in the World Series. Also, we didn't get this till yesterday afternoon, and worth repeating, the Wenatchee Rams are the regular season champions of the Western Washington Football Alliance after an exciting 42-36 win over the Tri-City Rage Saturday at Lebofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Congratulations to the Rams. Undefeated on the season. That means they will host a playoff game in a couple of weeks at Lebofto Field. That's sports news at 26 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. For the obscure holiday, we thought about National Tequila Day, but instead we're going to go with National Drive-Thru Day. America's eating habits got a new look in 1948, believe it or not, thanks to a 100-square-foot burger shack perched next to a circular Baldwin Park, California driveway. There, 5 cooks worked behind glass walls, assembling takeout meals for motorists, lured by the sign assuring no delay, and the restaurant name that promised exactly what it delivered: In-N-Out. That's right, In-N-Out started in California back in 1948. A few claimants to the first fast food eatery to feature a true drive-thru, but In-N-Out Burger was the first. And where would we be without the drive-thru today? Well, it'd probably be a lot slimmer. Before the drive-thru, of course, there was the drive-in with the car hops that would come out to your car and serve your food to the window of your car while you waited. The first drive-in concept was in Texas in a chain of eateries called the Pig Stand. The Pig Stand. I don't know, if I saw that, would you go drive in there and get food at the Pig Stand? Hopefully they serve pork. Customers will pull in the parking lot and immediately be greeted by car hops, combination waiter busboys that serve burgers and fries on trays that clipped on the car's window. In 1931, an LA franchise of the chain, Pig Stand number 21 to be exact, began to allow car owners to order and receive bag meals from a single window. That was the walk-up, and then came the drive-thru. Happy National Drive-Thru Day. There's going to be a ton of people in the drive-thrus, maybe getting some vanilla ice cream from our day yesterday. All right, today in history, it was on this date in 1911. American archaeologist Hiram Bingham gets his first look at Machu Picchu, an ancient Inca settlement in Peru that is now one of the world's top tourist destinations. In fact, they're limiting the amount of people that can go to Machu Picchu on an annual basis. Machu Picchu, I guess they say rediscovered on this date in 1911. It was in 1958 during the grand opening ceremony of the American National Exhibition in Moscow. Vice President Richard Nixon and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev engaged in a heated debate about capitalism and communism in the middle of a model kitchen set up for the fair. The so-called kitchen debate, as it became known, became one of the most famous episodes of the Cold War. And it was on this date in 1969, at 12:51 Eastern Daylight Time, Apollo 11, the U.S. spacecraft that had taken the first astronauts to the surface of the moon, safely returns to Earth. Let's take a look.
President Richard Nixon, who had talked with the astronauts by telephone while they were on the moon, was waiting aboard the recovery carrier to welcome the returning voyagers. president later expressed the nation's response to this historic mission.
Some way, when those two Americans stepped on the moon, the people of this world were brought closer together. That it is that spirit, the spirit of Apollo, that America can now help to bring to our relations with other nations.
Yep, it happened on this date. They returned in 1969. I was almost a year old at that point. And there's some people that still believe that it was a hoax. Now, to go through all of that with the aircraft carriers and helicopters and plucking people out of the ocean, that's a pretty expensive hoax, I would say. 31 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at celebrity birthdays today. It was 121 years ago that Amelia Earhart was born in 1897. Of course, her infamous death in 1939. There's shows on History Channel today about maybe she survived the crash. Maybe she was on an island for a long time. Amelia Earhart, born on this date in 1897. Birthdays of people that are alive still on this 24th of July. Michael Richards, famous for his episode or for his role as Kramer on Seinfeld, later became a little infamous for a comedy stand-up routine that went awry. Michael Richards is celebrating his 69th birthday today. Happy birthday to Linda Carter. Of course, always will be Wonder Woman to those of us who were old enough to watch it back in the day. She is 67 today. Looks fantastic at 67. Linda Carter, happy birthday. Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, is 49 today. J-Lo now is the girlfriend or better half of Alex Rodriguez. I hear that's the latest. And according to an interview I heard not too long ago, Alex Rodriguez smells really good thanks to Jennifer Lopez. Well, that's the case with all men. We would not smell any good at all without the women in our life saying, yeah, why don't you apply a little bit of this? Happy birthday to J-Lo today. And local birthdays, happy birthday to former KPQ newsman Tom Cashman. Tom is 54 years young today. Happy birthday, Tom. And also, local famous keyboard player for the Pre-Funk band, John Lippert, celebrating his 50th birthday. There he is with his mom not too long ago. So happy birthday to everyone. If you have a birthday to share with us, you can send us that birthday to our Facebook page. Just look at NCW Life on Facebook, and you can share that birthday with us here as we get through this 24th day of July 2018, as we are 33 minutes past the hour. 68 degrees, reaching for a high of 97 as it continues to get hotter and hotter as the week progresses. Speaking of hot, Sunburn Classic coming up this weekend in downtown Wenatchee on the Avenue. We're going to talk with the organizer of that event, J.D. Taylor, straight ahead. Also, Mike Magnotti with Everybody's Entitled to Mike's Opinion is coming up next on the NCW Life Channel and Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Did you know that our pets can put on extra weight just like us? Obesity is the most common preventable disease in dogs and cats. Your pet's excess weight can lead to health issues like joint pain, arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, and more. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital care about your pets, and they can help you keep them lean and healthy. Call Paws and Claws today at 888-PAWS or find them on the corner of 4th and Isle in East Wenatchee.
Join me for Life with Lisa Bradshaw on NCW Life. It's not about my life, it's about yours.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Kashmir. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
Oh, hey, Nate. What you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop? I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read, or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Little Black Dress Alethea charity event is Friday, July 27th at the Wenatchee Golf and Country Club. Grab your girlfriends and enjoy an evening of dancing and dining for a good cause. The Big Chill Cider Fest is Saturday, July 28th at Liberty Orchards in Kashmir. Experience an abundance of tastes and soak up live music as the sun sets. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, like I've said before, 75% of folks here in the good old USA call ourselves Christian. Well, that's fine, I guess. But what's really tragic is there are people who don't realize that the true test of loving and sacrificing for others, doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, etc., is first and foremost to be displayed at home to your families. It doesn't matter who outside of your family thinks you're a great person. If your spouse and your kids don't think so, or if your parents or your siblings think that you're a jerk, you're missing it. You know, if your Christianity and if your love for fellow man isn't first and foremost demonstrated to those who are closest to you, let's face it, it's meaningless. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Vominos junk haulers are pleased to announce they've added moving services to their list of ways to make your life easier. Vominos Moving Service. No move is too big or small. In fact, Vominos does it all. Vominos employees are experienced at moving your home, office, business, and storage. They'll carefully load and unload your belongings. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos also rents trucks and cargo trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
What's a Big Chill? It's the region's first major hard cider tasting event, coming to Kashmir on July 28th. You'll find 11 local cider makers, games, a cider making exhibit, food, and live music in the Big Chill Pavilion. Get tickets to the Big Chill Cider Fest at CascadeFarmlands.com. Thanks to supporters of this message.
Sammy Joe's Deli, open for lattes, lunches, salads, and more. Stop by their grand opening August 4th. And Kashmir Valley Bank, the little bank with the big circle of friends, member FDIC.
Thanks for joining us on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this 24th day of July 2018. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz. We're at 70 degrees already in the Wenatchee Valley. And speaking of the temperature, it's going to be hot today and hot this weekend. And I guess that's aptly so because it's the Sunburn Classic coming up this weekend. Joining us now on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we have J.D. Taylor In studio, good to see you, my man.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good at this
Good.
waking hour.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a little early. Thanks to Charlene for waking you up. You down there. Fifth annual event, and can I say you're moving on up to the downtown?
Yeah, there you go.
Because, I mean,
boom, good one.
because you're down at Town Toyota Center. Last year you're out in front of the Pybus Market, and now you're on the Wenatchee Avenue.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, the plan was to get there at some point because that's where the 3-on-3s belong, is right in the heart of your downtown. And over the years, we've done it right. We've done it right, and we're right where we want to be. And it's going to be. We're excited. We're excited for what's getting ready to happen this weekend.
So, for those who aren't familiar, tell us what the Sunburn Classic is.
Sunburn Classic is Wenatchee's own 3-on-3. It's our version of Hoop Fest, and it's built just right for Wenatchee and all the basketball players of all ages that want to come and play basketball against people from all over the state that are registering to come to our tournament. And it's about fun, and it's about downtown and our markets and our shops and small businesses that we have here. We have a great place, and we want everybody to come and see it and enjoy it. And of course, you're gonna get sunburned.
Yeah, 100 degrees this weekend for a forecast for the Sunburn Classic. And for those who haven't been to this event, it's not just basketball. I mean, yeah, there's basketball and good basketball, but the whole atmosphere that you create with this, it's just fun to be around.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a big part of, Pat Norland said it the other day on the radio, it's a big party in the street. And there's music, and there's just a lot of fun, and it's all the stuff that we have here that make it that way. You know, you have the river, you have the trail, the loop trail, and then there's so many things to do. And it's just a great place to have a 3-on-3 and to visit. So,
where do the ages start? How old do you go with the?
Wow,
with
we're all the way from the Rugrats kindergarten through 3rd grade, and all the way up to adult elite money divisions now. So we have an over 40 division. So there's lots of basketball for everyone. We have special needs. We have it all, wheelchair divisions. We have every division imaginable. We do have that division available for anybody who wants to play.
So are you full? Where are we? It seems to be growing every year.
We're growing. We're not full yet. We don't have enough hoops to handle full like we want to be,
Okay.
but yeah, we're growing. We're definitely growing. As a matter of fact, we're really excited. We're saying some prayers because hopefully by about 9 p.m. tonight, we get in about 5 more registrations, and that'll put us about the 100-team mark, which is a great deal for us.
Tell me how this works as far as downtown Wenatchee. I got to see it down by Pybus last year, and for those folks who haven't seen it, how this setup works, you're playing at one court. It's a half of a court basically for 3-on-3 basketball. How does that look when you set that up in downtown Wenatchee this coming weekend?
Oh wow, it's gonna look really nice. You got the whole middle of the road just littered with backboards and players and teams and activity. If you're looking at the monitor, you can see what it looks like now. What is better is the buildings we have, our buildings, and so those are the backdrop now, and so the people are a little bit tighter, and it's going to be a lot of fun with the music bouncing off of the buildings up and down the street. So it really holds the music really well, and the energy is just captured right on our downtown streets, and we have the longest blocks there are. So we're able to put some courts there, and we're going to have some fun.
Now, JD was telling me before we went on the air today that you actually got a chance to get down there with a tape measure, and you didn't realize how long those blocks were.
I didn't realize. I was looking, I was like, okay, well, it looks like these 2 blocks will be able to get everything in. And my wife and I went out, and we actually put the tape measure to it, and by the time we got 1 block down, I was like, well, we only have room for 2. We only have 2 courts to cover the next block. So we got it figured out. We have it spread out and laid out really nice, but there's room for growth, and that's what we want to have. There's room for growth. So we're looking forward to the weekend and what's going to happen here for everybody. Just come down and have a party in the streets. See what it's like. So because this is built just for Wenatchee.
Yeah.
Just for Wenatchee. We couldn't do this anywhere else.
I want to talk to you about that atmosphere. I want to talk to you about the teams and some of the things that's very special that goes on aside from just the 3-on-3 coming up. As we're talking with J.D. Taylor this morning, the Sunburn Classic annual event in downtown Wenatchee, literally downtown this year on the Avenue. We'll talk more about that coming up next here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Welcome back here on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Eric Granstrom along with J.D. Taylor, who is with the upcoming 3-on-3 event, basketball, downtown Wenatchee on the Avenue. It's the Sunburn Classic, the 5th annual event. J.D., I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the special things that you guys do to really, we talked about the music and how this is basically a street party going on, but your officials you hire to officiate the games are kicking the pants.
They're fun.
What you do getting around and getting the kids involved, and you got cheerleaders and dance crews that come in and things like that. Talk to us more about that.
Oh, there's a lot of things that go on, and being engaged with everybody that comes is a big deal. But we want to make sure that everybody gets the full experience, and our dunk contest. It's a cool thing. It's and not everybody can dunk. And to be up close and personal with one of those dunk contests is a cool thing. We love that the cheerleaders, they come down. They work as a fundraiser, but then they get out there and they do their dance routines. We're going to have a lot of different stuff this year. Pepsi being our sponsor, they're bringing a dunk tank. It's going to be hot. I think that thing's going to be busy. It's going to be busy.
Let me in.
yeah. People are going to be volunteering to sit in that seat, and they want really straight people hitting that thing. But that's just part of the show for it. Not just basketball, because that can get boring.
Yeah.
Just playing basketball after basketball. It's the experience, and our reps, we like it to run smooth. 3-on-3s are supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to be ready to go to fisticuffs. That's not what basketball's about. That's not what 3-on-3s are about. The calls on the floor are different. You're not going to get the same call you would in the gym in an organized game, because it's street ball. Mm-hmm. But you have to be able to control it. And the group that we bring in, they're absolutely awesome, because number one, they don't know you or the kids or anybody else. They just know the game of basketball. And they're not just officials. They bring a show. They're funny.
Yeah.
They're funny. I mean, there's times I'll sit there and watch them sometimes, and I'm like, man, that guy could call the worst call on my kid, and I'd probably laugh.
Yeah. And that's important, because that's an experience for the moms and dads that come and watch the kids too.
Yeah. and they do a really good job, you know, and it's nice that the reason why they get to keep coming back is because it's not just us that they say takes care of them. We have people in the community that take care of them. They get fed, you know, so when they're done with their long day on the courts, you know, they get to go eat, and it doesn't cost them anything right now. So,
what time does it start? What time does it end Saturday and Sunday on Wenatchee?
We are, based on the registrations, right now it looks like we're probably going to be, the earliest game will probably be at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So what we're going to try to do, because we know we have the heat, the longer we drag out in the heat, the worse it's going to get for the players and the fans and everybody, and then we have a lot of little ones there. So we're going to try to get them on, get them their games in, and get them off, get them out of that heat, so they can go enjoy Wenatchee as well. They want to hit the river. There's things that they're going to want to do. So Amy Lewis and my wife Shirley, and they do a really good job of getting this set up. So we'll know after 9 p.m. tonight, after we close down, and she's working on the brackets, we'll know. But it looks like probably a 9 a.m. start.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be off the streets by 5 p.m., 4:30. 5.
You mentioned Weinstein Beverage as your title sponsor, and thanks to Pepsi for chipping in there.
Oh, yes.
I know you've got other sponsors that help make this happen as well. You'll see their names up on the backboards and things like that. And, it doesn't happen without them.
Oh yeah, I mean, the volunteers and the sponsorship. That's what drives this. That's what makes it so we can grow each year. That makes it so. Because of our venue is one of the nicest venues. Our equipment is really nice equipment, and we make sure that we bring that as well. Anybody can throw a 3-on-3, but can you throw it and it be a fun party and everybody has fun and wants to come back? And we want to get that down. So the sponsorship is a big deal for us. We appreciate our sponsors.
I think one of the advantages too of having that in downtown, you mentioned the buildings on either side there, you are going to have a little bit of shade on one side of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have some shade. You got to wait for it, but you got to start on one side in the morning.
And then move.
Then you got to move. You got to move the other side. I've been watching that sun for like the last month. Watching. This time I'm not going to tell you the times when it gets shady, but it's out there. It's out there.
You've got a website. You got a Facebook page. It's sunburnclassic.com on the web.
Sunburn Classic 3, number 3, 3on3.com.
Okay, 3on3.com. Any chance, you mentioned until 9 o'clock tonight, any chance we can get more teams in here between now and cut off tonight? Or?
Well, there's an opportunity for you guys.
Okay.
From the little soap shop.
Okay.
So we have a few local businesses, and this is available for next year for any local business, anybody around here that wants to be part of this. And this is the sponsorship thing as well, as businesses have already paid for some teams, and we don't have them all out. So the little soap shop, they're one of the businesses that paid for a team, and we need to get that one filled.
So you're looking for bodies to play.
Yeah, we're looking for the little for that sponsorship. So there's one there. If you want to figure out something, we can get them. Okay. Yeah, we can get a squad put together for a little soap shop, because that's important that they can be out there and represent it.
Is that a particular age group? Is that adults? Is that or
it doesn't matter.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Whatever division there is, it's wide open for
Well,
it.
you can get a hold of JD. Do you have mostly online registration?
Yes, everything. Yep, it's all online. So you can claim that little soap shop sponsorship through. You can hit us on our Facebook page, the Sunburn Classic, and or you can email us. And the first one that comes through on that, we'll probably get them a registration.
All right, sounds good. It's going to be a good time this weekend here in downtown Wenatchee. It's going to be hot. I mean, there's no getting around that. It's end of July. It's always the last weekend in July for the Sunburn Classic, aptly named, and moving up downtown this weekend on the Avenue. Let's see, between Orondo and where on Wenatchee?
Orondo and Kittitas.
Okay.
Between Orondo and Kittitas, that's where the tournament's going to be. Come down and, hey, if you're not, just check it out. Even if you don't play basketball, come and check it out. It's a fun time on the streets.
For motorists, what time are they going to close the Avenue then for that to take place?
The Avenue will be shut down 7 p.m. Friday, so we can start setting up.
Okay.
7 p.m. Friday, the Avenue will be shut down.
So typical festive atmosphere when they do anything downtown on the Avenue. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. JD Taylor, Sunburn Classic this weekend. Be there. It's a fun time. Even if you just go hang out for a while. I mean, it really is. We're going to take a break and come back. JD, good to see you again.
Thanks.
All right. JD Taylor joining us here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll come back and wrap things up for this Tuesday coming up next on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Little Black Dress Alethea charity event is Friday, July 27th at the Wenatchee Golf and Country Club. Grab your girlfriends and enjoy an evening of dancing and dining for a good cause. The Big Chill Cider Fest is Saturday, July 28th at Liberty Orchards in Cashmere. Experience an abundance of tastes and soak up live music as the sun sets. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Discover world-class destinations during the first annual Travel Expo, brought to you by Total Travel. The Travel Expo is July 28th at the Pybus Public Market from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Enjoy free seminars with travel experts on cruising, African safaris, boutique river cruises, luxury all-included vacations, adventure tours, and so much more. Total Travel, local experts, personal touch. Celebrating 30 years serving North Central Washington.
Oh, hey, Nate. What you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop. I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read, or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee.
What's a Big Chill? It's the region's first major hard cider tasting event, coming to Cashmere on July 28th. You'll find 11 local cider makers, games, a cider making exhibit, food, and live music in the Big Chill Pavilion. Get tickets to the Big Chill Cider Fest at CascadeFarmlands.com. Thanks to supporters of this message.
Sammy Joe's Deli, open for lattes, lunches, salads, and more. Stop by their grand opening August 4th. And Cashmere Valley Bank, the little bank with the big circle of friends, member FDIC.
Closing in on another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley in the books here for this 24th day of July 2018. We're at 70 degrees already here in downtown Wenatchee, reaching for a high of 97 today. The forecast, let's take a look at that here real quickly from the National Weather Service. 67 for the low tonight, tomorrow's high 98. It's going to be warm in the nighttime hours. Might even have some of that thermal blanketing that happens in the evening hours, with 98 on Friday, 99 Saturday, and 100 on Sunday. So yeah, very hot for the upcoming Sunburn Classic this weekend, as we're at 70 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. By the way, our high yesterday up at the airport was 93, the nighttime low 61, and that was yesterday's low. Tonight's, or this previous night's, today's low, I think we got 68 for the low today. So there you go. Let's I don't know what's happening at this point in time. Let's take a look around our valley view with our Sky-Fi cameras. For goodness sakes, help me please. Provided to us by Local Tel's Sky-Fi. Here you go, Wenatchee Valley proper. Still a little scarring on the hillside in the distance there from that Rocky Reach fire just a few weeks ago. Not much wind to speak of here today, and so that's going to make it feel probably even hotter, especially for those that are working out of doors. A reminder that with the construction crews and such working on roadways in north central Washington, they do appreciate if you drop them off some water, but don't bring them any sweet treats. That usually doesn't sit too well when it's hot. Let's go to camera 2 and say hello to the enchantments in the background there, Mount Stewart, and a sleepy morning. Traffic's not too bad today. Very slow morning as everybody's on their way to work here, or maybe they're already there. Camera 3 is a view. Oh, we changed our view here. I like that, Kat. That is looking back from, which camera is that one, Kat? Oh, Wenatchee Heights. Okay, that's that other camera at Wenatchee Heights that we have, thanks to the Sky-Fi network, as we check the traffic on the bridge deck there at the Senator George Sella Bridge and the footbridge in the distance. So looks like everybody's enjoying a nice commute. And then to camera 4 we go. Yes, probably cooler temperatures. I'm sure probably maybe even, what, 8, 9, 10 degrees cooler up at Lake Wenatchee. Certainly cooler on the water, that is for sure. Appreciate you joining us here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You know, we're in the middle of planning for our sports schedule this fall, and we're looking for sponsors. Get a hold of us, 888-2020, if you want to sponsor sports here on the NCW Life Channel. Have a great day, everybody.